This is, I would say, a 1 in 300 ranked solo queue account, where we've got a player who has a 58% win rate in Plat 3 this season. They were last season Gold 3, so they're accelerating and climbing really quickly. And the biggest thing that's holding them back from their goal rank right now, from Plat 3 to Diamond 4, is simply volume of games and approach to gameplay. So they don't need to fix their champion pool, they don't need to fix their laning phase, they don't need to get better at team fights. This player really just needs to focus on strategy and reducing their death count. So two big problems. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to be breaking down exactly what one tricks like this player need to do in order to go from Plat to Diamond. Before we get into it, however, if you want your profile review just like this one, please check out the links in the YouTube description below. You can book your free profile review and you'll get one exactly like this. As well as if you stick around to the end of the video and you're interested in the customized paid coaching solution I talk about. It's a monthly coaching plan where you get access to a monthly coach, goal setting, statistical analysis, and breaking down the biggest things that are holding you back from getting you to goal rank. If you're interested in that, there's also a link in the description below where you can book a free one-on-one call with me where we'll go on Discord. I will show you exactly what a personalized coaching solution would look like for you. And at the end of the call, you can go, great, I want to do that, or no, that doesn't sound right for me. Obligation free. And yeah, let's get into the profile review. So currently you are a Plat 3 Renekton 1 trick in the top lane and your goal is to get to Diamond. And the biggest issue you're saying is holding you back is carrying a game when I'm ahead and playing from behind. Now, to be honest, I don't think that is really your biggest issue. I think it probably feels like that, but generally when I see a player with a champion win rate of 59% over 200 games with an overall win rate of 58%, their real issue is really just playing more games to climb to their goal. So you are actually in a really unique position at the moment where all you simply really have to do is continue to spam Renekton and just grind it out, because your journey right now from Plat 3 to Diamond is basically a grind. It's all about being as consistent as possible on your Renekton and just grinding volume of games. I mean, the fact that you've already gone from Gold 3 last season to Plat 3 this season is a testament to exactly the kind of grind set you need to do. And the good thing is you're on the right track. And the great thing is, and what a lot of players can't do at your rank, is have a 58% win rate in Plat 3, which generally suggests, like, if I literally picked you up and put you in Diamond games, I would estimate you'd probably win around 50 to 53% of your games. Not actually by needing to be a better player, but literally if we picked you up right now and put your Renekton into a Diamond game, you could win about 50 to 53% of them. So the issue isn't really your performance or your play style. Sorry, the issue isn't really your skill level or your potential, because you have the potential to get to Diamond. The only thing holding you back right now is the number of games that it takes for a player to go from Plat 3 to Diamond. It's almost mathematical, particularly with a win rate like 58%. It's probably going to take you 150 to 200 games as a really conservative number. And, you know, you could get there in as little as 100 games. If you can maintain a 58% win rate, it could take just under 100 games. So, Dalton, the big two things I want to talk about are, one, your champion pool. I hope you don't have any doubts about your Renekton, because honestly, when I see a player with 200 games played on a champion in ranked with a 59% win rate, that is their ticket to climbing to their goal rank. Now, you may have an issue later when you're looking to expand your champion pool, but for right now, what you can do is you can one-trick Renekton to Diamond. And I don't want you to ever doubt yourself that you can't do that, because you can. And Renekton is viable in Diamond, it's viable in Diamond and beyond, and it's viable in the current rank you are. So never doubt your champion choice, never doubt your mastery on it. Just make sure that you're playing consistent and grinding efficiently. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the grinding efficiently. But before I go into that, the biggest factor or risk you have right now is your high deaths. So right now you're averaging about 6.8 deaths a game, which is very coin flip. And at the moment in Plat 3, it's working for you. You're averaging 6.8 deaths, but you're still having a 59% win rate, which is really good. However, we do need to start bringing that death number down, because as you climb higher, closer to diamond, and as you start versing better people, they are going to punish your deaths a lot harder. The average game goes for 28 minutes. Let's look at it this way, Dalton. And if you're dying 7 times in 28 minutes, that is taking you off the rift for up to 5 minutes. So including the death timer and the time it takes you to walk back to be relevant, whether it's walking back to lane, walking to the dragon that's about to spawn, or walking to the next team fight, it is taking 5 to 6 minutes off every 28-minute game you play. That's a massive amount. That's like, my maths is terrible, like a 20%, 15% amount of your time playing solo queue is spent dying or coming back into relevance from a death. So again, don't worry about this too much yet. Don't beat yourself up about it, because you're still able to maintain a 59% win rate. But I can see how in your last 40 games, your win rate's dropping and this death rate is still too high. So what it's got me thinking is your biggest issue is this really high death count, and we need to get that down. So how do you get that down? There's really 2 ways to do this. One, you get a coach to do game reviews with you, and you break down your deaths, you figure out what's going on in laning phase, what's going wrong in mid game, what's going wrong in late game, and you just focus on your deaths. You keep reviewing every death you have until you establish all the patterns of your deaths. Every player in League of Legends has death patterns. They will die to the same thing over and over again every game, and they will never register it in their brain until they get a coach to review it. The second one is if you've got a friend, or if you think you're good enough. I mean, you're a Plat 3 player with a 58% win rate. You're a decent player. You're in the top 5% of players. I would hazard that you could review your own games. And what I would do is simply review every death you have in a game. After a game like this where it's 6 and 7 and maybe it was really close, it went for 28 minutes. Review all your deaths and figure out what you could have done differently to prevent that death and what would the consequences have been. So that can take anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes per game. Like, that's super easy. You could do that right after a game, analyze every death you have, look at the 30 to 60 seconds before you die, and just break down what happened and why did you die and what impact did it have on the game. Be objective, focus on yourself. Don't focus on, oh, my enemy, like my ally jungler fucked up the game. That's fine. You can observe something like that where a teammate or an enemy does something really good or really bad, but you need to be focusing on what you could have done differently, how you could have reacted better, and the consequences it now has on your influence over the game. It's all about you, your self-accountability, and how you can reduce your deaths. So, Dalton, those are the real big things that I think you need to focus on. You need to be grinding, you need to be focusing on your deaths, and what I recommend for someone like you is playing games in blocks of 3. So when you're queuing up on a weekend or a school day or whatever, a weekday, and you've got a lot of time to play, what I would recommend is play games in blocks of 3. The human mind, brain isn't meant to concentrate for that long, for much longer than, an hour and a half. So we need to be breaking up your games in order to keep your concentration and your quality of gameplay and to reduce autopiling when you're playing ranked solo queue. Because right now, the biggest threats to you getting to diamond are your approach to ranked. It's your deaths, it's blocks of 3, making sure your concentration is high and reducing tilt, and never playing more than 2 losses in a row, because statistically, whenever a player queues up for a third game after they've lost the first 2, they are much more likely to lose that third one. So we're really trying to use objective data here now to get you to Plat 3 to Diamond. You've done all the hard work, you're a really good player, you've refined your skills. Of course, there's always room to improve those things, but they aren't the biggest issues holding you back right now from getting to your goal rank. The biggest issues are volume of games. It's just a matter of games until you get to Diamond, as long as you can maintain at least a 55% win rate overall. Then we got to monitor your deaths, because we can't maintain a 55% win rate if we're dying this much as we approach closer and closer to Diamond. And then the third one is just making sure we're playing at an optimal mental state, eliminating tilt, eliminating autopilot, and reducing the volume of games we play in a row so we can improve our concentration. Now, Dalton, if you're like, well, fuck, Dylan, that's really good advice, but I still don't believe I can get to Diamond, or I want to get to Diamond quicker, or I want to start learning how to play League of Legends properly. I've got a lot of bad habits. I feel like I can't fix them. I need a coach or someone to review my gameplay and to break it down. And if you're interested in that, what I would recommend is a monthly coaching plan that involves monthly game reviews, so one-on-one sessions where we go through your gameplay. For you, I would really focus for the first couple of months on getting your death count down to around 5.5 if we can. So reducing it by 1 death per game. It sounds like a lot, or maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but that is the key thing that we need to monitor right now. That would be the big focus. And then with that, there'd also be monthly goals, monthly focus areas, and things you need to work on in order. So basically breaking down the biggest things that are holding you back from climbing to your goal rank. And we're basically ticking off the boxes. So this is your biggest problem. Okay, we've fixed that problem. Next biggest problem, fix that one. And the idea is not to make you not to get you from Plat 3 to Diamond overnight, but no, to get you from Plat 3 to Plat 2, to Plat 1, to Diamond 4. And along that entire journey, we're fixing every single problem, every single bad habit, and every single mistake or weakness you have in your gameplay. We're fixing it logically, consistently, and easily through monthly game reviews, statistic tracking, and goal setting. So if you're interested in learning more about that, Dalton, please, once you watch that, reach out to me and we can go from there. Overall, mate, you're a one-trick Renekton and you've got a lot of potential here. Diamond, I think, is just a matter of time for you. And yeah, I honestly wish you luck. I think you'll get Diamond at the end of this season. But yeah, once you've watched this, please reach out to me because I want to know your feedback. I want to know what you think of the profile view, what you think of potentially getting a coach. And yeah, we can book a free call after this one-on-one. I can discuss exactly what a coaching plan will look like. So as always, cheers, good luck on the Rift, and I'll talk to you once you've watched this, mate.